1, 2, 3, 4 from South.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school football is back here on Long Island, and what a scene it is here at Southside High School, where the Rams of Clarke, they have come with hopes in late fall of making their way to Hofstra. And we do know the Cyclones of Southside, they have made that trip to Stewart Stadium, an annual appearance. Two teams in a loaded Nassau Conference 3 battling it out here on the opening day of the regular season. It is Clarke, it is Southside, Nassau Conference 3 football. We want to thank our sponsor for today's game, Speed Island. Contact Onyx Salva and the gang to improve your speed today. Book a session at speedislandny.com. Well, hello everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Franco Biancamano. And Franco, it's football season, beautiful weather outside, a community feel. Listen, we already had the start of our broadcast season last night, right? We saw Massapequa playing. We did a little Sayville Hills West as well. But when you look at the landscape of Nassau County football, Conference 1 has the regular heavy hitters at the very top, right? Massapequa, Oceanside, Farmingdale. Conference 2 has the juggernaut that is Garden City. Will they ever lose a football game? Nassau Conference 3, though, absolutely loaded. Top to bottom, there are a number of teams who can lay claim or at least hope to reach Hofstra for the Final Four, including these two this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it right, Dylan. And after talking to Coach Ernesto from Southside, he made it that this is the SEC of Nassau County, and it's going to be a fun conference to watch this year.
I'm not sure which teams from the SEC we brand these two here today, Clarke and Southside, but it should be a fun one, and you see already some of the, what are they, tight nets, should we call them?
These are tight nets. This is we have a great community here in Rockville Center with the RVC Titans. These are the little cheerleaders, and we have a great youth program starting all the way from 7 all the way up to 12. It's really phenomenal.
So let's start with Clarke. They come in this season as the preseason number 7 seed. Last 3 years, they've not made the postseason. Their goal is, again, to get to Hofstra, to be in that Final Four, to play at Stewart Stadium. And a lot of times, Franco, that recipe is senior leadership, right? They're going to drive that bus for you, and it helps when you have a really good QB as well in Matthew Kurz.
They do, and we were watching him in pregame warm-up, and he's got a cannon of an arm. And yes, they got a lot of guys that are returning, and they're looking to make a big splash this year.
And also, when we look at our players to watch for Clarke, this is offense, defense, but both of these guys will feature both ways. But we're going old school Giants a little bit. This is thunder and lightning. On the left side, it's Michael Ayadavaya, senior. He's that game breaker. And then next to him at middle linebacker, but also that RB2, if you will, Jake Tacker, who brings the thunder.
This is incredible. It's just like watching the old school Giants, thunder and lightning, and it's going to be a fantastic matchup today.
You see Tacker's numbers defensively last year, 55 tackles right in the middle of that defense. Well, as you said, Southside, Clarke's trying to get to Hofstra. Southside has made that an annual occurrence. As you see the Cyclones getting set to get onto the field. A year ago, Franco, they took, I guess, more of a like not the regular path you would to Hofstra. They took the local roads, right? 3-7 during the season, but they had a huge run late in the season into the postseason. Anesto said, "Listen, that run for our guys, especially obviously the ones who are coming back." That means the world. They got that great experience of playing at Hofstra under the lights at Sherwood Stadium, and now they're looking to get back there again. This group, he said, reminds him of what they did a couple of years ago when they won the county championship, because the year before they had that experience of playing at Hofstra, same with these guys.
Yeah, and you said it correctly. Last year was almost a rebuilding year. But like you said, they took the long road. They took different routes to get there, and they still ended up making the playoffs. So this year they do have a lot of returning players, and they're looking to get right back to where they were.
They look to do so, of course, also with a huge offensive line. We'll detail those guys as we get along, but you can see with the American flag, the leader there, Ryan Healy, of an experienced offensive line that will help to block and create holes for our impact players. We'll meet them now for Southside. Our players to watch, as there you see some of the future Cyclones of Southside High School making their way onto the field. But listen, they are the Cyclones, number 3 seed this year, as you mentioned, right? Last year, 3-7, only averaging 19 points a game, but a big win late or in the postseason, an upset, if you will, of Elmont, 31-13 before they lost to Garden City in the semifinals. So that experience will certainly do wonders for Southside, as we have all part of the opening game ceremonies here as we meet the impact players now for Southside. And 2 guys that are looking to lead the way. Brendan Vetter, he was part of that championship team, a starter in the secondary 2 years ago. Right now, he is their lead receiver, also will feature in the secondary. And Jaden Johnson, these are 2 older brothers as well. And Johnson, we expect to make a big impact again in that middle linebacker position.
Yeah, they do, and you said it correctly. Brendan Vetter, with all the experience that he has, I mean, look at the yards he put up last year. He is one of those veteran guys that they're going to look to help and bring this team to where they need to be.
And Johnson as well. You see the numbers a year ago. Expectations that those numbers will be even higher this year for a Southside team that, again, a lot of expectations for these Cyclones, understandably so, right? Again, it was just 2 years ago when they won the Nassau Conference 3 championship, beating Floral Park 17-14. Their first title since 2001. And again, they are the 3 seed, right? So they are expected to get back to Hofstra and maybe make some noise there as well. You see all part of the ceremonies here at Southside High School. We await the Cyclones making their way out. Listen, it is warm here today. I can't imagine it's too cool in that tunnel. They want to get out of there.
Yeah, they want
to get onto the field.
And what a beautiful day here. What a great day. What a great opening day. This is what football is all about, Dylan. I'm excited. I want to put my pads on and go outside.
There they go. Led You see Healy, one of the two, along with Jaden Johnson as well, leading the charge for these Cyclones. Well, Franco, we spoke with both head coaches. We've identified keys to this game. And let's show them to you now, our keys to victory for both of these teams.
Yeah, and Dylan, you said it. Let's start with Clarke. So Clarke needs to stop the run and control the line. With that being said, they need to win up front and slow Southside's run game down. Win the turnover battle. Extra possessions could swing momentum for Clarke. And, of course, big plays on offense. Look for the explosive plays and to break it open with those playmakers. For Southside, we need to stick to the game plan. Stay disciplined and execute. Protect the ball. You can't say enough about protecting the ball. Limit the mistakes and keep Clarke off the field, and then capitalize on chances. Convert field position and turnovers into points.
It is Clarke. It is Southside opening kickoff when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Stutter steps, one play, touchdown. Cascade is just, he plays fully ball. Bala burst up the middle. First down. It's the Daniel White show in the first quarter. Harmon, look at the spiral. Are you high? Joey D'Esso ties the game. With him and Davis, Mercury diving, touchdown. What a run.
Get ready for an exciting season of girls lacrosse. The Long Island Junior Lacrosse League is gearing up for its 6th season this fall 2025. Don't miss out on the action. Join us for another incredible season of competitive lacrosse right here on Long Island. LIJLL is dedicated to providing high-energy, competitive environment for girls lacrosse while keeping the game close to home. Over the years, we've had the privilege of hosting many of Long Island's top high school and club teams, fostering talent and passion for the sport. With fields located in both Nassau and Suffolk County, we make it easy for players to compete and grow their skills. Contact us today, and we'll see you on the field this fall.
What's up, it's Sean Lights Out Murray.
It's opening day, Nassau Conference 3, all here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Dylan Butler alongside Franco Biancamano. We take a look at the head coaches for both of these teams. There you see in that huddle, Kevin O'Hagan, 5th season at the helm. A Division 1999 graduate. He was on that Rutgers Cup team for Division as a sophomore. He's been coaching at Clarke for 20 years. Started working from the middle school up to the JV. Varsity assistant, was the OC the last 3 years. Assistant coach is Tim O'Malley. He's your defensive coordinator. Paul Henning works with the special teams. Brian Landini in a new role as the O-line coach. Joe Roach and Alex Abervan as well, coaching Clarke. And for Southside, head coach for Southside in his 15th season, it is Phil Anesto. He is Southside through and through, a 2002 graduate. Started his career as a wide receiver and D-back on that 2001 Southside championship team. As you mentioned, 15th season, 61 and 66 overall record. Assistant coaches Keith Lessick, the DC. Anthony Kell is the OC. Stephen Smaldone, following in his father's footsteps. His dad coached with Walter Denton, who is Ernesto's former head coach, also part of this staff, along with Connor Hole, the former Mark Tone Award winner at Garden City. So just about set to go here. Clarke has won the toss. They've deferred to the second half. We're just about set to go here. Southside, number 3 preseason. Clarke, number 7 in the preseason. You think about this conference. I think it was Ernesto that said, I would love to know the last time you had in the same conference 2 reigning Long Island champions. And that's the case here, where you have Cary, who won it in Conference 2 a year ago, and Wanta, who won it in Conference 4. So they're both here, along with, of course, Southside, Clarke, Bethpage, on and on. A terrific conference, certainly, of football. When you look at the specials, deep, there could be a host of Cyclones there. And we do have 2. Looks like A.J. Magarasi, 22, is one of them, along with Brendan Vetter. Kicking off for Clarke is Brian Arujo. We just saw him earlier this week on the Varsity Media Sports Network as the goalkeeper of the Clarke soccer team. And there is Arujo right now getting set to go. And we are finally set for football here in Rockville Center. Kick fielded at about the 11-yard line. A little juke, some holes up the middle. Quality return for number 7, Ethan Johnson. And now, while we know and we've known who the Clarke QB is, it's an open competition for Southside right now. And leading them out there, you see number 8 there, Rob Cesario Jr., the sophomore, a transfer from Kellenberg. He's new to this team, but certainly not new to the area and a lot of these players as well.
No, he's not, Dylan, and he is one of those guys that came through that Titans program.
So we'll see Cesario as well as Ryan Solomon today. First play from scrimmage. It's a pass to Magarasi down this near side. Gets a couple of yards. Let's meet the offense for Southside this afternoon. We mentioned Cesario certainly leading the way at QB. You've got running backs A.J. Magarasi, Ethan Johnson. Your receivers, Brendan Vetter, Tyler Corton, Owen Rigliano. Your big boys up front, Chalice, Fletcher, Lamparello, Healy, and Jaden Johnson. 2nd and 8. Handoff, solid play defensively. That's the old school TFL from number 58, Lincoln Fela. Let's meet those Rams starting defense. Up front, it's a 3 of Montez, Rosario, and Fela. Your linebackers are Casada, Connolly, Tacker, and Rick. Your corners are Morgan and Dubon, and Kurz and Frank at safeties. A loss of 2 on that play, 3rd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Cesario goes over the middle. That one is incomplete. So a job well done defensively for Clarke on the first series of the game.
Yeah, and Clarke did a nice job there, stopping them and forcing Southside to punt. Here, let's take a look at the replay. Cesar right here trying to get his feet wet. Throws a pass right there, just a little incomplete, a little short.
So Lucas, Magarasi to punt. Will Hamill is your long snapper. Dubin, one of those back, along with Frank. Dubin calls a fair catch at the 31-yard line, and now Clarke will bring their offense out. And as we said, a known commodity, certainly, not only in Nassau Conference 3, but throughout Long Island. Matthew Kurz, the QB. There you see number 10, good size on him, right? 6'3", 190, a future Hofstra baseball player, so we know he's got a great arm. You see his numbers from a year ago, which only we expect to increase this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, a Hofstra commit, but look at those yards. I mean, he can really throw the ball, and watching him in the in pregame warmups, he's going to throw the ball today.
Dual threat as well with his legs. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Kurz rolls out, looks for options. He'll go over the top, looking deep, looking for James Beckworth, and that is complete. Beckworth skied up through a double team, made a phenomenal catch. Big play on Clarke's first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay, Dylan. Like we talked about earlier, big arm. He gets out. He's got great protection up front, launches the ball downfield, and Beckworth does a great job extending that height and making a great catch. Yeah,
Beckworth, 6 foot 180. He has been in the past Kurz's safe target, so why not, right? Go to your security blanket there for a big play. First down, 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Kurz this time hands off, the cut inside, nothing doing. Good tackle there by Ethan Johnson to get the better of the Clarke carry. Let's meet the starting offense for Clarke. Joining Kurz, your running back, Michael Ayadavaya. We mentioned him in the open. Liam Morgan as well as Beckworth and Frank. James Millman is your tight end. And up front, it's Rosario, Connolly, Wehrman, Vecchiano, and Montez. So no gain on that run for Clarke. Fake handoff. Kurz takes it himself. Gets a nice head of steam there, but a terrific tackle at the legs as Kurz thought he had a bigger hole than he did. Let's meet the defense quickly for Southside. Shallis, Healy, Fletcher, and Kenny up front. Your linebackers, Johnson and Johnson. Jaden and Ethan, along with Jack Boyens. In the secondary, Papadopoulos and Vetter. Brendan Vetter, that is, along with Magarasi and Vetter. Really strong defensive secondary for the Cyclones. So no gain there. 3rd and 10 for Clarke. Kurz rolls to his left. Looks for options. Great protection. Rolls back and now just throws it. Ooh, that is complete. It looked like he was trying to throw the ball away, but he still makes a completed pass, only really for a yard, as it was caught by Alex Frank. Frankie, they call him. And obviously, with no kicking game for Clarke, it is 4-down territory for the Rams.
Yeah, let's take a look at this, Dylan. We both thought he was going to throw it out of bounds, and he's scrambling, does a nice job, and completes the pass.
So that'll be a gain of 3. So it's 4th and 7 from the 17-yard line for Clarke. You can see Kurz just oozing with confidence. Strolling forward. And now our first flags of the game. This should back up Clarke. You see our referee, Joe Gottesman, said it was a false start on the Rams, which backs him up 5 yards.
Yeah, and these are what you and I spoke about earlier. This is what they don't want to do during the game. They want to limit these mistakes and continue moving that ball.
So now it's a 4th and 12 from the 22-yard line. It's trips right for Clarke. Ayadavaya, the lone running back. Kurz rolls that way. Off his back foot, goes end zone, jump ball, and that's intercepted in the end zone. And that pick goes to Kieran Vetter.
Yeah, Dylan, let's take a look at this. He's rolling out right now. He's got pretty good protection. I think he just throws it up for grabs right now, and Vetter does a great job getting out there. We spoke about this again earlier, is you need a kicking game. So this is a really good play for Southside.
And Kieran Vetter, high expectations for him, like his brother, right? Coming in, starting as a sophomore as well. Ernesto thinks maybe when all is said and done, will be one of the best receivers to come out of Southside High School. So 1st and 10 for Southside from their own 20-yard line. This one a handoff, and it's like the turf monster might have gotten the best of Ethan Johnson. So that'll be a loss of a yard. So Ernesto said it's not a series for series situation, but we will see both quarterbacks today. Ryan Solomon as well will come in. The junior was the starting JV QB. But right now, looks like it's still Cesario. It's a 1A, 1B for now. And again, some whistles before that play started. And again, we'll have a false start. This one, though, against Southside. So the Cyclones will back up 5 yards.
Yeah, and I think Ernesto is going to look to see who the hot hand is for this game.
One thing is for sure, in our conversation with Ernesto, there are a host of receivers. Certainly, like we mentioned, Vetter is the one, right? But there's a lot of different guys for Cesario and Solomon to pick from. As you see now, Cesario in shotgun. Quickly gets it off. Nice protection there as Vetter cuts it upfield, and he's pulled down at about the 33-yard line. Great block, Franco, to allow Vetter to get upfield.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Your classic wide receiver screen to Vetter. He pulls back, puts a nice ball down, and first down it is. Here we go. Take a look. Right here, gets the ball off very quickly and takes it upfield. What a move.
And there's the block right there. So this gets Southside to their own 33-yard line. Now under center is Cesario. Fakes the handoff. Now rolls to his left. Nice job. And another completion for the sophomore. This one again to Brendan Vetter.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Again, now Cesario's looking for him, that he feels very comfortable with him. Take a look right here. Takes it, rolls out. And again, Ernesto said he can throw the ball pretty much anywhere on the field. And he does a nice job here finding his favorite target.
Yeah, why not, right? Go to Vetter, a captain, a 3-year starter. He was the only underclassman starting on that championship team a couple of years ago at cornerback. Last year was one of the top receivers, continues to be that this year. Handoff, and look at Magarasi. Gets a first down and a little bit more as well for the Cyclones. A year ago, Franco, he backed up Justin Singh at running back. He's a guy who loves contact, runs well, a rare junior captain for this Southside team.
Rare, and you can tell they have a lot of confidence in him. He's a starter. You know, that's why they say thunder and lightning, and you know what he's doing? He's doing an excellent job right there. Great first down.
So he gets Southside to the Clarke 34-yard line. Trips right for the Cyclones. Fake handoff. Cesario gets out of trouble, ducks it under, slides forward as coming to make the tackle. You saw there number 25, Jake Tacker.
Yes, Cesario did a nice job there on a broken play, slides in and gets some positive yardage.
So still gets 2 yards out of said broken play. I mentioned the battle up front, and Ernesto really confident in this offensive line, certainly for Southside. Fake handoff. Cesario rolls right, and that one is blocked up in the air. And I'll tell you, Lincoln Fela has come to play. 6'4", 210. He's a really good defender. He also plays offensive line, but he's got that long reach, which we saw right there.
He does.
To knock down that play.
He sure does. He did a great job there, getting those arms up and blocking that ball.
Yeah, Fela at ends in this three-man front. So a 3rd and 8 now for the Cyclones. Cesario in shotgun. Looks for options, goes over the middle, and that is complete. Finds Tyler Corton. Big play there on 3rd down. The conversion gets him a 1st down and more.
Yeah, and let's take a look at this. Like, take a good blocking up front. He barely gets that pass off, but he really makes a play. You know, Cesario's only 5'8". You know, and you got some of those guys that are 6'4", but he really does a nice job here. Slings it right there, and it's a really nice catch by Tyler.
Yeah, Corton is 5'9", so, but he's a guy who has lived in the weight room, has transformed his body in the offseason, and he's reaping the rewards now. Handoff, left side, Magarasi lowers his shoulder, and he's run out of bounds. We'll see him on defense, too. Magarasi really versatile on that side of the ball, right? Can play safety, linebacker, has that stand-up defensive end.
Yeah, and Coach Inesso said he has a really great high football IQ.
A year ago, 49 carries for 181 yards, 15 receptions, 192. So even on offense, we've seen his versatility. He is to Cesario's right hip, or left hip. There he is. Cuts it inside, spins, turns, and that's that football IQ you mentioned, right? You don't just go straight up. You try to turn yourself and wiggle a few more extra yards out of that.
Yeah, he sure did. Very agile, trying to get up there and gain some extra positive yards, running behind that big offensive line from Southside.
So he'll get a 1st down out of that. So it'll be a 1st and goal now for Southside. Cesario under center. Got a host of running backs here. Inside handoff, that's Ethan Johnson powering forward. And we mentioned again the line, right? And when you get into these goal line situations, you've got some big bodies and some experienced guys with Chalice, Fletcher, Lamparello, especially Healy at 6'2", 295, and Jaden Johnson as well.
Yeah, these are some big guys who have hit the weight room really hard this summer and are looking to make a mark this year.
So 2nd and goal from the 3. Cesario hands off. Magarasi cuts it inside, pulled down. I think Tacker was the first one in on that tackle, which will bring up a 3rd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, and they're running behind that line. They want to get behind Fletcher and Chalice. They're doing a great job, but he's got to just a little more push, a couple more yards, Dylan.
Yeah, Chalice is 54 there, 6'2", 205. Older brother Harry, part of this program as well. So here we go, 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Inside handoff, looks like that was going to Johnson again. Tried to push forward. Did he get in? No indication yet. Now he did. The officials had to make sure that Johnson got over the line, and Ethan Johnson did just that for the 1-yard touchdown.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Running right behind Lamparello. Johnson takes it right up the gut and in for the touchdown.
Didn't need to tush push, right? But still found his way into the end zone. Ethan Johnson, the sophomore. He is Jaden Johnson's younger brother. So Lucas Papadopoulos in to kick. Your snapper is Will Hamill and Brendan Vetter to hold. That kick is up. and it is good. Actually, it was Ryan Solomon to hold. So a quality start there for Southside. Ethan Johnson gets in the end zone for the touchdown, and it is the Cyclones out to a 7-0 lead. You're watching this Nassau Conference 3 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Former Charger and Bill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Get ready for an exciting season of girls lacrosse. The Long Island Junior Lacrosse League is gearing up for its 6th season this fall 2025. Don't miss out on the action. Join us for another incredible season of competitive lacrosse right here on Long Island. LIJLL is dedicated to providing high-energy, competitive environment for girls lacrosse while keeping the game close to home. Over the years, we've had the privilege of hosting many of Long Island's top high school and club teams, fostering talent and passion for the sport. With fields located in both Nassau and Suffolk County, we make it easy for players to compete and grow their skills. Contact us today, and we'll see you on the field this fall.
1-yard touchdown run has given Southside the 7-0 lead. Franco, 12 plays, 80 yards. And with 2:46 left in the first quarter, 7-0 lead. That's a quality early season drive for Southside.
That is, and they were looking to do that from the very beginning. That's what they wanted to come out and do, and kind of make their mark and say, this is what we're going to do the rest of the game. You got to stop us now.
So Papadopoulos will kick.
Number 3, James
Beckworth deep for Clarke,
and number 26, Alex Frank.
as well as Alex Frank.
For the Rams.
Papadopoulos, a returning kicker. You mentioned needing the kicking game. Southside certainly has that. And Papadopoulos, end-over-end kick, fielded and fumbled at the 8. It, fortunately for Beckworth, went off of his chest, but then out of bounds and not upfield. So they dodge what could have been a major mistake there for Clarke.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a nice high kick. He just kind of misread it. Maybe there's a little sun out there. It's a beautiful day out today. But, Papadopoulos, his brother was also a kicker here at Southside. So it kind of runs in the family, and he did a nice job there.
So 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line for Matthew Kurz and the Rams of Clarke. Empty backfield for Kurz. He's got trips left. Comes to this near sideline. That's a miscommunication there for Clarke. And again, dodging disaster, right? That pass behind the line of scrimmage. So if Southside would have picked it up, they get possession.
They sure do. And I think this, you said it, Dylan, this is a miscommunication here because that ball was nowhere near the wide receiver.
The intended target was Liam Morgan, the wingback. So it's 2nd and 10 for the Rams of Clarke. Kurz comes back the same way, cutting it upfield. Agadavaya, and he'll get pulled down at about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Kurz did a nice job here. A little swing pass to Agadavaya. They're just trying to get that ball downfield. They're trying to get a first down. They're trying to establish their passing game. They are a passing team.
And I think that's probably the most important thing right now for Clarke, right? You give up a touchdown, a couple of mistakes, maybe some nerves are setting in. You got to at least move the chains, right? Give yourselves another fresh set of downs. So this is a big play even this early in the game. 3rd and 11 for Clarke from their own 16-yard line. Kurz, quick out, finds Beckworth. And now Beckworth trying to spin, but great pursuit to the football by Southside. And leading the way there, Magarasu, you mentioned him before.
Yep.
And it's a 3-and-out for Clarke.
Yeah, and again, they're going to their best receiver, Beckworth. I just think that you need to push the ball downfield a little bit further here. Let's take a look at this replay. Wide receiver screen right here, trips to the right. He takes it and really does a nice job. But again, Southside did a nice job, and Magarazzi, nice tackle.
So Araujo, end over end, a short punt there. So some terrific field position for Southside on this drive. We mentioned before the Cyclones needed to go 80 yards to get their touchdown, and now they will start, looks like, from the Clarke 30.
Yeah, this is great field position for Southside, and again, they're coming out with Cesario right now. They're riding the hot hand right now, Dylan. But Dylan, we spoke about this. You need to have a kicking game. In this loaded conference, you need to have a good kicking game, in my opinion.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 30. Vetter is that lone receiver on the bottom of your screen. Handoff on 1st down, leaping forward. That was Magarazzi, sent backwards, return the sender, said the Clarke guys up front.
Yeah, Magarazzi trying to take it right up the gut. And I'll tell you right now, Justin Montez does a nice job here. Nice tackle. Way to get in there.
Yeah, Montez, of that group up front, he is the most experienced player on this team. 3-year starter, a guy who knows every position defensively for Clarke, which is certainly a terrific option, right, for O'Hagan and his coaching staff. So inside the final minute now, they'll give him a gain of 1, handoff. Coming this way, it's Vetter, and he's met there by the Clarke defender, Wilmer Dubon. So he'll get a couple of yards as the first quarter will come to an end. So it is Southside with a 7-0 lead, and the Cyclones threatening for more. You're watching this Nassau Conference 3 showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
What's up? It's Sean Lights Out Merriman, former Charger and Bill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
For the latest news.
And Magarazzi first play in the second quarter. And that's what you want if you are Southside. You move the chains there. So now you've got a 1st and goal from the 10. Colin Kenny coming in at tight end on this set. So some extra blockers now, perhaps, for Magarazzi, Ethan Johnson as well. Cesario under center, goes back to Johnson, lowers his shoulder, pushes himself forward. He gets a little bit closer to the end zone. Ethan Johnson, natural talent, 3-sport player, basketball. He was the starting catcher on the baseball team as a freshman.
Tremendous athlete, Dylan, tremendous. And David Casado with a nice tackle right there. Now, one thing about Southside is they run different formations. They have such a big playbook that they can pretty much do anything that they want to do.
So a 2nd and goal from the 7. I formation, and again, and we do get these early in the season, don't we, as our referee Joe Gottesman says it was a false start against Southside.
Yeah, you gotta get some of those little mistakes out of the way. Take a look right here. They line up, and we get a false start.
So that'll back up Southside 5 yards. 2nd and goal from now the 12-yard line. Cesario now in shotgun. Magarasi behind him. Rolls to his left, throws it back across, and that one is intercepted. So both teams going interception for interception. And there is Jake Tacker, our impact player, making a big impact on the goal line.
And he sure did right there, Dylan. We're going to take a look at this replay right now. And again, Cesario, he is the hot hand right now, but as a sophomore, you want to limit these mistakes. He throws into a crowd right here. He feels a little bit of pressure, throws into a crowd right here, across his body, and Tacker makes a great interception right there.
The only negative, I think, for Clarke there is it wasn't in the end zone, right? So the INT happened at the 1, so you've got to go 99 yards now instead of starting at the 20 as Clarke did on their, Southside did when they got the interception in the end zone.
That's right. And what Clarke needs to do now, Dylan, is they need to take control, they need to take a deep breath and establish a nice drive to get back on track.
And that starts with getting out of your end zone, certainly, right? Get something positive here on this first play. Kurz, some movement. Which way did it go, though? Not much room to go backwards, certainly. And that'll be a false start of the offense. So we'll go half the distance, which puts even more pressure on Clarke, right? The Joey Wehrman's snap has to be perfect as you see the guys huddling up deep in their own end zone.
That's right. And listen, it is the season opener, and there are some mistakes that are being made, but they really need to slow it down a little bit and get on a positive track.
See Tacker there. Oh, some more movement. Clarke was already pushed back half a yard to the half-yard line. So now they are, on the quarter-yard line?
Yeah, and I think that was number 77. If you take a look right here, 77 moves. Anthony Vecchiano, the junior, who's in front of Ryan Healy. Maybe that's why he jumped.
Yes, for sure. A large human is how Ernesto describes Healy. And if you're on the Southside defense right now, man, you're just licking your chops. A TFL puts points on the scoreboard, and there it is.
And there it is, that big defensive line. It might have been Healy. We're going to take a look at the replay.
Well, you saw the celebration there from Jaden Johnson as well, 52.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Yep, you said it. Jaden Johnson right there for the safety.
Jaden Johnson, a guy last year, was a starter at middle linebacker and left tackle. He went to linebacker in offensive line training in the offseason, hit the weight room. And Ernesto said he came into this preseason as a different person than he was a year ago. Has an offer from Wagner, hoping for a little bit more as well.
Well, making plays like that in the end zone for safeties, he's going to get a couple of offers. Nice job on the young man.
So 9-0 is your score after that safety. And now Southside hoping for a little more. You'll have a free kick here for Arujau from the 20. Magarasi and Ethan Johnson are deep for Southside. Line drive kick, angles towards Johnson, who fielded at the 29-yard line. Cuts it upfield, gets past midfield, breaks a couple tackles there, and gets pulled down inside the Clarke 45-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Squib kick to the left, takes it up, follows his blockers, did a nice job there. Nice field position for Southside.
Jaden and Ethan Johnson's dad, Chris, he was the captain of that 2001 team that won the county championship. Teammates with Ernesto. Mom picked Christina, also graduated. They all graduated together in 02. That's one of the things Ernesto says. That's how I know I'm old now. I'm coaching their kids of guys I graduated with.
That's fantastic.
It's a great field position here for Southside. Under center. It's Kenny who moves from left to right. Cesario hands it off. Here comes Magarasi. Up this near sideline. Looks for blockers. Continues to go. Cuts inside of a blocker, but he stepped out at about the 16-yard line.
Oh, what a great run here, Dylan. What a great run behind the big offensive line of Chalice and Fletcher. Magarasi takes it for a huge gain.
So he is at the 16-yard line. A big run for Magarasi. He is the guy this year. Backed up Singh a year ago. Lone player in the backfield now. As again, Cesario under center, hands back off. The cut inside, big hole was there. There's a flag on the play as Magarasi is pulled down inside the 10. And this will be a hold on the offense, so this will bring back the Cyclones.
Yeah, and you can see it. This time they tried to go to the right side of that line behind Healy and Johnson, and just called for a little bit of holding, which will bring it back. Yeah, let's take a look at the replay. Yeah, once you extend those arms, number 71, Fletcher, they're going to call that every time.
First and 20 for Southside. After the 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
So this will push the Cyclones back to the 26-yard line. Ethan Johnson now behind Cesario, who's in shotgun. Cesario goes to his near sideline. That is caught spinning there, trying to cut it along the sideline is Corton again. So second reception for the senior.
Yeah, Corton did a nice job there, ran a really, really nice route, and comes up with the grab.
So a 6-yard gain there brings up a second and 14 from the 20. 21 officially. There's Johnson, terrific tackle. We keep calling his name, and Jake Tacker brings it.
What an incredible tackle. Let's look at this replay right now. Out of shotgun, they tried to give it over to Ethan Johnson, and Tacker just gets right through. Wow, he's got a nose for the ball. Great tackle.
And you can see even a little bit I don't know if it was miscommunication, but maybe just something a little off in the handoff where there was a little hesitation, which allowed Tacker even more opportunity to get the TFL.
Yes.
So a 3rd and 14 now for Southside. Cesario off his back foot, looks towards the end zone. Vetter, touchdown, Southside.
What a touchdown. Incredible. Let's take a look at this replay. Amazing. Cesario rolls out to his right. Let's take a look at this, Dylan. He rolls out to his right. And this is what Ernesto said, that he could put the ball anywhere on the field. Great throw, right in the perfect spot. Touchdown for Vetter. Great job.
21-yard touchdown reception. Now we go to the PAT. And again, Papadopoulos is there. Will Hamill to snap. And it was Vetter. So Papadopoulos a year ago, 23 of 24 PATs. He's now 2 for 2 on this young season. And Southside from the safety and now the touchdown. That's a 9-point swing. And you see the lead now increased to 16-0 for Southside.
Yeah, and Clarke was doing a really nice job. They were stopping them and stopping them. But unfortunately, those little mistakes are going to cost you.
So good start for Southside. A team that just a couple of years ago won this championship. As you see the cheerleaders getting involved, excited after that touchdown. And there's a look at the last 5 champions, right, in Conference 3. And again, it's about population and student populations of Garden City, usually in D2 last year, or Conference 2, now in Conference 3 last year. Obviously, they won the title. You see Southside a couple of years ago, beating Floral Park. Plain Edge had that great run before that. Manhasset winning it against Plain Edge.
Yeah,
Back in the day, you had Lawrence. Remember all those great Lawrence teams as well, with all the Fredericks boys running around, winning championships as well. So a lot of talent, man, in Nassau Conference 3.
There is a lot of talent.
So Papadopoulos sets a kickoff. It'll be fielded at about the 13-yard line by Beckworth. So now, Franco, if you are Clarke, it's just about, I think, being simple here, right? Again, just move the chains. It's let's get an extended drive here and keep our offense on the field.
That's what they need to do. You're absolutely right. You got 7 minutes left. You're only up 2 scores. So let's take a deep breath. Let's calm down. Let's go back to what we do well, and let's move the ball. Like you said, let's move the chains.
And it's 2 scores also because we know Clarke will go for 2 every time, right? So
Exactly.
So they start from their own 30-yard line. Matthew Kurz and the boys from Clarke. Kurz hands off. And good defense there as Ayadavaya nowhere to go. I think it was Jaden Johnson again leading the charge. 52.
He's doing a fantastic job, Johnson. Yeah, so they're trying to establish that run game. But they have to gain yards. They have to move those chains. They have to get yards or else they're going to be forced to throw that ball.
And that was a loss of a yard. So let's see what Clarke comes out with out of this huddle. It is a team that has been in a lot of battles, a lot of senior leadership that they lean on. Trips right for Kurz, who takes it himself, and he'll slide at about the 35-yard line, and you can see why he is such a dual threat. Nice legs there for the 6'3" QB.
Yeah, and Kurz being a senior, they need his leadership right now to take control of this game if they want to get right back into it.
So a 3rd and 6 from the 29-yard line. Or the 34, yeah. So they need, again, to get something positive here.
Cyclones leading 16-0.
On the bottom of your screen, it's Liam Morgan. Papadopoulos on him. James Millman, the tight ends. Kurz rolls his way. Nice block by Ayadavaya. And he's just shepherded out of bounds. Nothing there downfield. Great coverage by the Southside secondary. And Johnson just makes sure that he doesn't cut it upfield.
Yeah, he did a nice job rolling out. It was a little too late. He did have a wide receiver that was wide open. Let's take a look at the replay. He rolls out here. He's looking. Can't find anything. Good coverage. He did have a wide open wide receiver on the back end, which was Frank Alex, but he just not enough time to find him.
And a timeout called against Clarke, which gives us an opportunity to take another look, as you mentioned. Here's a wider view, Franco, of what you were mentioning.
Yeah, and right up the gut, right up to the left side of the line, Frank Alex was wide open. But you know what? He did a nice job to not turn the ball over, because you don't want to turn the ball over with 6 minutes left in your own territory.
So you're in that huddle right now, Franco. What's the discussion? I mean, you call a timeout here. Is it a situation where, listen, we're already down 16-0. Southside's rolling a little bit. Do they go for it here? Right? I mean, why call a timeout unless you're going to maybe take a chance?
Yeah, and I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to go for it. You know, again, they're, in pregame warmups, they do have a pretty good punter, but I think they probably have a better chance. Like you said, they don't really have much of a kicking game, so they're going to try to go for it and get a little momentum their way.
So Clarke has.
Well, I have to take it back. They are gonna punt.
There you go. Well, or maybe they might not. They're in punt formation at least, right? Arujau is there. He will get this one off. Good-looking punt. It is a fair catch called at the 35-yard line.
And Dylan, I think that's the right call. That is the right call. You got to punt the ball away. You're only down 2 scores. You get the ball back at halftime, so.
So Vetter was the one who made the fair catch. Now here's what I ask you here. In this situation, if you're a Southside, you've got all the momentum, right? You maybe go for something big here on first down. Maybe go deep here.
Yeah, I mean, I would go for it, but I also want to establish it. You still have 5 minutes, right? It's not like you have 2 minutes left. You still have 5 minutes. Push downfield, move the chains a little bit, and then throw.
We've got a new QB in, Ryan Solomon. Get to him in a moment. He hands it off this side. Here comes Magarasi powering it forward, taken down at about the 46-yard line, but good look. You see Solomon, the QB, junior, number 15. There he is. Was the starting JV QB a year ago. Baseball player, good arm on him as well. Good understanding and ability to read the defense. So we mentioned before, Cesario can find anywhere. Solomon, maybe at this point, a little bit better at reading the defense.
Yeah, very, very great football IQ, definitely.
So Solomon here in shotgun formation. Hands off. Magarasi breaks the first tackle, and finally Tacker pulls him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. They'll move the chains again. And you love the power from Magarasi there, right? You break the first tackle, and then you move the chains.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Solomon right here. They're giving it to Magarasi. He is doing a tremendous job. He is working. He's putting in the work today. And you know what? It doesn't matter who's handing you the ball when you got Magarasi making plays like that. So nice job there.
So Southside now a 1st and 10 from the Clarke 40. Another handoff up the middle. Ethan Johnson, a big run for the young buck. I mean, just powered Franco up the middle.
That was incredible. Absolutely. Right power, right up the gut, running behind that big Lamparello, Fletcher, Healy, Johnson, and Chalice just going right up the gut. Let's take a look at this replay. Look at this burst of speed right there. Gets right past the D ends, and he is right up the gut. Right up the gut. Liam Morgan does a great job saving a touchdown right there.
Official clock today. There is no 4-minute warning. We have an official clock.
So 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Back in the red zone. Go the Cyclones. Hand off to Magarasi. Ooh, spins the other way. Trying to avoid. Ooh, that's a high tackle, and that'll be a flag. You feel a little bit there for Grady Rick, because he was trying to make a play.
Brought down right around the 20, but there is a flag.
Yeah, he did. Magarasi going to the right. No room, no running room whatsoever. Takes it back to the left, trying to make plays, trying to make something happen, and then gets the helmet pulled off.
So Joe Gottesman, you see it again.
Yeah, let's take a look right here. He does a nice job finding something, trying to make something happen. Takes it to the other side. Solomon's saying, follow me, follow me. And still leads to a first down right here.
So the question is how long, right, this would have been. And this looks like it's a 15-yarder. So a lot of times you see it's a 5-yarder, right? But that, you pull the helmet off. This will be a personal foul against Clarke. So it really sets up Southside well, as they're now 1st and goal from the Clarke 6.
Yeah, I think the penalty was on Grady Rick right there, and Grady did a nice job. He stood up and he said, hey, listen, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
Which is
nothing
great
malicious, trying to make a play.
Absolutely. Great sportsmanship right there by Grady Rick.
So 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Solomon hands off again. Magarasi cuts it in, dives in the end zone. Touchdown, Southside.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Magarasi again is having a day. He's having a day running right behind. Again, running behind Chalice, Fletcher, and Lamparella, following them, diving into the end zone. And you and I just spoke about this. What does Southside do? Well, guess what? Oh, and we have a pulling guard, number 54. Does a great job, Jack Chalice. But we spoke about this. There was plenty of time on the clock, and they capitalized.
And Papadopoulos does again as well. Perfect 3 of 3. It is all Southside here in the first half. Cyclones have opened up a 23-0 lead on Clarke. You're watching this Nassau Conference 3 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
High School, beautiful afternoon here in Rockville Center. Game 1 of the slate here in Nassau Conference 3, and Southside making Franco an early statement. 23-0 is their lead.
Yeah, they did a nice job, Dylan. They took that. They had 5 minutes left on the clock. They took it, marched it down, and Magarasi having a great day so far.
And Southside has shared the wealth offensively as well, as it's Tacker spinning, turning. Actually, that was Alex Frank. A hard hit. As now Clarke. Now again, I'm always trying to be the optimist, right? I'm always thinking glass half full. So now if you're Clarke, again, you've got 3:24 left in the first half. If you can get into the end zone, you also get the football back to start the second half. So maybe even through a long halftime, momentum can carry over.
It can, but what Clarke has to do is they have to establish some kind of identity. Are you throwing the ball? Are you running the ball? Because they haven't done that yet. They have not moved the ball downfield, and that's something that they need to do, even with 3 minutes left, Dylan.
Kerr's in shotgun. Pressure comes his way. Ducks out of it. Throws over the middle, and that's intercepted. Kieran Vetter.
Let's take a look at this replay. He's trying to get it. He's trying to make plays happen. Kerr's trying to make plays happen, and Vetter is right there to intercept that ball. And again, we just spoke about it. 3 minutes left, and Southside has the ball again in their own territory.
It's been Johnson and Vetter as well, the law firm. There are some proud parents in the stands here this afternoon. There's no doubt about that. So now Southside could really go for the jugular here. 1st and 10 from the 27 with 3:16 remaining in the first half. It is Solomon back in at QB. His second series. He motions Corton. Now looks to go over the top. Jump ball, nearly intercepted. And you could see the reaction there defensively by Dubon, who really wanted that one back.
Yeah, Dubon did a really nice job here. Went with his wide receiver. Vetter did have a little step on him early in the beginning. Now, Solomon tries to throw a really nice ball, but he did a really nice job getting there and breaking that up. This is something they needed right there. They needed that, Dylan.
Well, I like the decision, too, for Southside. Again, why not, right? Go for it. You've got a wounded animal on the other side. So go end zone on first down. But again, between Johnson, Ethan Johnson, that is, and Magarasi, that offensive line, you've really been able to move the football if you were a Southside. It's a handoff, Magarasi. You can't arm tackle him. He angles himself towards that far sideline, and he's pulled down outside of the 10.
Yeah, and there he goes, moving the chains. What Southside has been doing all day, moving the chains, putting themselves in a first down position, running behind that big offensive line. Healy, Johnson, they're doing a terrific job right now moving the ball.
Picks up about 12-yard line.
So it'll be a first down
About 12 yards on the play.
at the 12-yard line.
And the ball is
Southside has been really efficient in the red zone in this first half. Magarasi and Johnson both as running backs. The handoff goes to Magarasi, cuts it inside, and he is smothered again by Tacker. It's been a difficult afternoon defensively, but man, Tacker has brought his A game.
Tacker has brought his A game. Number 58 did a nice job right there too. Lincoln Fiala. They're trying. They're trying to stop this explosive offense.
So that's a yard of a run there from Magarasi. He and Ethan Johnson both have rushing touchdowns. Cesario hit Brendan Vetter for a 20-yard touchdown as well. And then you had Jaden Johnson forcing that safety, as it'll be a timeout called by Southside.
timeout, Cyclones. First charge timeout for Southside. 1:45 to go in the half.
So 1:45 left here in
Cyclones.
the first half. As frankly, we take a look at the last 3 years for Southside again. Right? They know the way to get to Hofstra. They've done that. They fell in the semis last year and 2022 as well. But that's a little bit of what Ernesto was saying, right? 2022, 5-5, but you make the semis, so you get a lot of those guys to get that experience, Galindo and all those guys, right? And then you win the championship, you lose in the Long Island championship game. And last year, again, this group, a lot of the standouts or your leaders on this team went 3-7, losing in the semifinals. So he's hoping that maybe history repeats itself from 23 to 25.
That's a great point, absolutely. And again, when you think it's a rebuilding year, they come right back at you and do what they're doing.
On the other side, Clarke is like, we'd love to have a rebuilding year where we get the Hofstra. So off the timeout.
Second down and 9 for
Second
Southside
and
at
9 from the 11.
11-yard line of the Rams.
Solomon under center. Handoff, angled run, Magarasi. And that's what you love to see in high school football, right? Rick earlier had the mistake, said my bad. Great pursuit to the football, makes a big play there.
Yes. Yep, he did a really, really nice play, did a nice job. Beckworth in on the tackle along with Liam Morgan. Now, the other thing, too, Dylan, here is Southside can kick a field goal, which you're still putting points on the board, and then you're giving them the ball in the third quarter.
And to your point, a year ago, Papadopoulos, 3 of 5 on field goal attempts, the long of 31 yards. So a minute, and now the clock is moving, although we expect them to reset it here. As you see, the officials having that discussion. Again, our referee, Joe Gottesman.
Official timeout as the clock is reset.
So it is reset to 1:25.
Remaining third down and 3 for the Cyclones.
So a minute 25 left in this second quarter. Now you've got both Johnson and Magarasi in the backfield. Handoff goes to Johnson, cuts it inside, turns into the end zone. Second rushing touchdown of this first half for Ethan Johnson.
Yeah, let's take a look at this replay, Dylan. They go in a completely different formation with a two-back set, out of a pro, lead blocker. Johnson taking it right there, following his blockers, makes a great cutback. Number 55, Fiala couldn't hold him, in for the touchdown.
So Papadopoulos back in to attempt
Extra point.
the point after. His kick is up, and a rare miss for Lucas Papadopoulos. Everything else, though, going the Cyclones' way. 29-0 is their lead. It's the Nassau Conference 3 opener, and it's on the Varsity Media Sports Network. High School, Dylan Butler, Franco Biancamano here. It's the opening day of the season in Nassau Conference 3. A terrific start for the Cyclones of Southside. Getting it done in all aspects of the game, all levels, and they lead this one 29-0.
Yeah, they are on fire right now. A few little mistakes here, but they have really put it into gear, Dylan.
Papadopoulos off of a rare missed point after attempt. Back out to kick.
Papadopoulos getting set to kick.
It's like Rick is deep. This kick, though, comes to the near side, and there goes Frank. Alex Frank. They call him Frankie up the sideline. And Frankie nearly went to Hollywood there. Pulled out of bounds by the kicker, Papadopoulos. But there's something positive for the Rams.
And you know what? If you need something positive on special teams and you pull it off on special teams, this is a great job. Frank took it in the house. Papadopoulos, great saving tackle by the kicker. He does play corner too, but look at this burst of speed. Follows his blockers right there. They really needed this, Dylan. This is what they needed to spark something right before the half. Hopefully they can get on the board.
So they'll start at the Southside 34. Their best field position of this game, with a $1:11 left in the first half. Kurz. Pressure comes his way, ducks under it, and now angles himself out of bounds.
Yeah, Kurtz did a great job there holding onto the ball. Everyone was covered downfield. And you know what he said? Let me hold onto the ball, get out of bounds, and give my offense another chance to score.
So it'll be a gain of 4 on first down. A 2nd and 6 from the 31-yard line. 64 seconds left.
Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at this, Dylan. Look at this and the good pressure. Healy coming right up the middle. Couldn't find anybody open. Takes it right down the sideline, gets out of bounds, stops the clock.
And you can see there, too, on the top of your screen in that play, good block by the left tackle, Marcus Rosario, because the pressure was coming from Colin Kenny. So Rosario makes that tackle as there was an injured Southside player. It was Magarasi on the sideline. That's why we had that brief delay. We hope he's all right. But Rosario at left tackle, number 51. A returner at that position, a wrestler. So he's 6 foot 200, but it's not about the size, right? He's all physicality, all muscle. Frank in motion. He gets the ball, tries to cut it inside, and that's a fumble. Southside calls for the ball. Do they get it? No indication yet with the officials. There's an injured Clarke player down, but Southside does recover.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the replay here, Dylan. You know, Frank Alex right here comes in motion, takes the ball, trying to make something happen right here, and just gets hit by Boyens. Gives him a great hit, and he fumbles the ball. Let's hope he's okay.
So Alex Frank is down on the field. So we do hope that he is all right. We showed you the last 3 years for Southside. We'll show you what Clarke has done these last couple of years during this injury timeouts. As the clock at 57.6 seconds left. And there you see it, right? Last couple of years, 4-5, 3-5, 3-6, did not make the postseason. And their only county championship, that goes back to 1997 when they beat Wantagh in that championship game, 34-14. So good to see Alex Frank back up. So the defense makes a big play. Another turnover. A couple of interceptions for the Cyclones. This, a fumble recovery. And they take over at their own 30-yard line. Back in at QB is Cesario. Empty backfield for him. Quick out. That's Owen Marigliano. So now a chance at maybe like your 2-minute offense, right? If you are Ernesto and Southside.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Cesario back in at quarterback. You know, the young man who can really throw the ball very well, and I think they're trying to run a hurry-up offense with him and trying to put a couple more points on the board.
Yeah, you do it at practice all week, but now it's in a live situation, right? So why not? So 2nd and 3 from the 36-yard line. Trips left for Cesario. This time he'll hand off. And again, breaking that first point of contact, moving the chains is Magarachi. That will stop the clock as the chains get moved. And he's pulled down at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, let's take a look at this running back. Magarazi again coming back from hurting his shoulder earlier. He's perfectly fine, takes it. And he's so elusive to find holes, Dylan. He does a great job and gets the first down.
So timeout, Clarke. It's the 3rd game of our weekend. We were at Massapequa, actually Burner Middle School, as the defending Conference 1 champions. Massapequa had a big win against Freeport, and then Sayville won. Here's our schedule coming up next week. We will be out in Oceanside. That's always fun. What a great student section they have, the Sailors, as an early season showdown there. Farmingdale, Oceanside, 2 of the top 3 preseason seeds. And then we'll head to Cary High School, home of the defending Long Island Class 2 champions. They were undefeated a year ago, Mike Stanley's guys. They take on the Knights of Floral Park. So trips left for Southside off that timeout. Ball comes this way. A little bit of a fluttering one, but Vetter, no problem, carrying it, breaking the first tackle. They'll say that he was inbounds, which will make Southside now call the timeout.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay. Cesario right here gets it out to Vetter. Vetter taking it right up the field, makes a couple guys miss, makes Kearns the QB miss, takes it and gains some yards.
Take another timeout.
Yeah, Vetter is such a great athlete. Again, we mentioned only underclassmen on that championship team a couple years ago as the starting corner. Last year was one of the top receivers, and he has that game-breaking ability, right? Defensively also, great vision, understanding of how to play, can be that lockdown corner.
Yeah, and you said it. It's also him being a veteran. It's that experience. People understand when you have that much experience, it just makes you that much better of a player.
First down off the timeout, Southside.
That is a first down for Southside. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the Clarke 47. Ducking under. Smart play by Cesario.
Back at quarterback number 8, Rob.
Pressure came his way, ducked under it, but then didn't force anything, just threw it out of bounds.
And you know what? That's a great play by the young man, by the sophomore. Not forcing it down the field, not throwing an interception. Get rid of it. You know what? Let's go into the half with a 29-0 lead.
7-yard line, 2nd and 10 for Southside. 25.8 to go in the half.
So 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line. Cesario rolls to his right, trying to find Vetter, and that's a rare one that will go in and out of Vetter's hands.
Yeah, you don't see that too often from Vetter. Let's take a look at this. The young man does a nice job rolling out, has some pretty good protection right here. Rolls out, uses that arm strength that he has, and that's just a rare miss by Vetter.
That's not an easy throw either, right? Rolling off your back foot.
No, it's not, and that's where Ernesto was saying that he can put the ball anywhere on the field. That is not an easy throw right there.
So 3rd and 10, 21 seconds left. Cesario comes this side, diving for it, but unable to make the grab. It was Tyler Corton.
Yeah, again, they're trying to move the ball. They're trying to at least get into field goal range right here. Gets a nice throw, makes a nice attempt. Unfortunately, just can't hold on to it. Tyler just can't hold on to it.
So Connor McNulty comes off the bench here. McNulty will join Corton at the bottom of your screen. Empty backfield for Cesario. He looks the other way, over the middle, and that one is complete. Let's see the spot here. And they'll say he was just shy. Marigliano made the catch.
Yeah, let's take a look right here, Dylan. He comes up right there. He runs a good pattern, throws a really nice ball, just a yard short of the first down.
So a turnover on downs. And Clarke will take over. 10 seconds left for them. We mentioned Kurz, he's got a cannon for an arm and ability to throw it a country mile.
Yeah, and then that's the, and the Cyclones, they went for it on fourth down saying, hey, listen, you got to go 60 yards downfield.
And they will start at their own 37. It looks like they'll just take a knee and go into halftime licking their wounds. But what a terrific first half for the Cyclones of Southside. Big plays on offense, big plays on defense. The Johnson brothers, the Vetter boys, Magarasi, Cesario, a quality first half for Ernesto's men, who take a 29-0 lead into halftime. You're watching this Nassau Conference 3 showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hey parents, coaches, and players, ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Stutter steps, one play, touchdown. Cascadin just, he plays bully ball. Bala burst up the middle. First down. It's the Daniel White show in the first quarter. Harmon, look at the spiral. Right, Joey D'Esso ties the game. With him and Davis, Mercury diving, touchdown. What a run.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Get ready for an exciting season of girls lacrosse. The Long Island Junior Lacrosse League is gearing up for its 6th season this fall 2025. Don't miss out on the action. Join us for another incredible season of competitive lacrosse right here on Long Island. LIJLL is dedicated to providing high-energy, competitive environment for girls lacrosse while keeping the game close to home. Over the years, we've had the privilege of hosting many of Long Island's top high school and club teams, fostering talent and passion for the sport. With fields located in both Nassau and Suffolk County, we make it easy for players to compete and grow their skills. Contact us today, and we'll see you on the field this fall. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Halftime here at Southside High School. Dylan Butler, Franco Biancamano, and Franco, as Phil Ernesto and his guys go and they huddle up in the locker room here at Southside, I can't imagine. There's going to be things they're going to find, right? You know, a couple of mistakes here and there, but largely a really, really positive first half for Southside, offensively, defensively, really in all three phases of the game. It's been a dominant performance for Southside.
It has, and Southside has come out and they have executed on what they said they wanted to execute on. I mean, Brendan Vetter has 4 receptions for 64 yards and a touchdown. Cesario is, 8 of 14 for 105 yards and a touchdown pass. So they're doing everything they need to do offensively, and defensively they're playing a tremendous game.
You mentioned Vetter. Kieran Vetter also defensively making some big plays. Both Johnson boys as well. Jaden Johnson defensively, but also up front as part of that really solid and veteran offensive line, doing a good job. And then his younger brother Ethan finding the end zone twice for a couple of touchdown runs as well.
Yeah, they're running behind that big experienced offensive line that they've put together, and they're executing. They're moving the chains, and what Clarke needs to do in the second half is they need to establish what they want to do and start moving the chains and getting into the end zone. Right now, Kurz is only 5 passes he's got. He only has 5 passes, and he's got 2 interceptions.
So an uphill climb for the Rams of Clarke. Halftime here at Southside. We'll take another quick break, and we'll return it here for the start of the second half on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Stutter steps, 1 play, touchdown. Cascade is just, he plays fully ball. Bala burst up the middle. First down. It's the Daniel White show in the first quarter. Harmon, look at the spiral. Are you high? Joey D'Esso ties the game. With him and Davis, Mercury diving, touchdown. What a run.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Getting set for the start of the second half. First half heavily favoring the Cyclones of Southside, who carry a 29-0 lead into the third quarter. Dylan Butler along with Franco Biancamano. An absolute gorgeous afternoon here in Rockville Center. And even nicer for the home fans who were treated to a big first half from their boys. And to further illustrate how nice it is, there you see 73 miles an hour. Wind gusts 32 miles an hour. So, you know, the sun beats down a little bit, but you got a nice breeze going as well.
Yeah, it's perfect weather for football. Perfect weather.
We are kicking off our slate here, the Varsity Media Sports Network. As we said, we were at Berner Middle School, where Massapequa picked up another win to open the season, beating Freeport. We were at Sayville, where the Golden Flashes beat Hills West. And now we are in the heart of Rockville Center here. I gotta say, I was impressed. Franco, I got here about an hour before the game, and one of the security guards like, yeah, we have room for a few more cars in the parking lot. I'm like, what is going on here? Fans came out. They came out early. We saw the tight nets out as well. Some future Southside players. That's what high school football is meant to be, right? It's that community aspect of it as well.
Yeah, it is. And being a part of that organization with the RVC Titans has really been something fantastic. I'm going on my 5th year, and watching these boys just keep growing, and then coming here and being a part of Southside is just going to make their team a lot better in the future, which is fantastic.
So perhaps when it comes to November and the scene shifts to Mitchell Athletic Complex, I might have to keep you in a separate room than Greg Dietrich over there at Massapequa.
Well, he's on our schedule this year, so we're looking forward to playing him.
That's a Varsity Media special if I've ever heard one right there.
Yeah, they got a great organization there. They got a great team, and we're excited to play them.
So Lucas Papadopoulos kick off here to start quarter number 3. End over end kick. Takes a bounce. That's got to be fielded, and it was by the up man, James Millman. See, Beckworth looks like kind of lost the ball in the sun, and then heads up play by Millman to grab the football.
Yeah, really nice play by him, because it is a live ball, and you don't want to come out in the second half with making mistakes.
And you mentioned Kurz in the first half.
Oh.
As he comes out now with his guys, not statistically certainly the first half that he was hoping for to start his senior season.
Yeah, and Kurz was 4 for 7 in the first half with 50 yards passing and 2 interceptions, so he wants to get off to a good start this quarter.
Kurz rolls this way. Great pursuit. There is that man again, Brendan Vetter.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay. Kurz is trying to get something started here. He's trying to take the ball in his hands, trying to move those chains and get stopped by Vetter. Vetter does a nice job here.
So a loss of 3 on the play. And we've seen this multiple times too, haven't we? First play from scrimmage, negative for Clarke, and they've been forced to have an uphill climb already on second down. This time Kurz rolls to his right, goes over the middle. That's a really nice looking catch. Coming back across his body was the tight end, James Millman.
Yeah, Kurz did a nice job there, showing that arm strength again, rolling out to his right and hitting his tight end, Millman, for some positive yardage.
And Millman, a 3-year starter, great hands. He will see a lot of time at tight end with a 5'10" senior. This brings up a much more manageable 3rd and a long 2. Kerr's future at Hofstra on the baseball team. Ducks it under, and he'll get the first down. Have not said that very often in the first half, certainly.
Yeah, and I'm sure going into halftime they said, we have to move the chains. We have to establish some positive yardage. And as you see here, the replay, he took it, fakes the pass, goes right up that offensive line and gets the first down and moves the chain.
A year ago, 411 yards on the ground and 7 touchdowns for Kurz. Liam Morgan is the lone receiver on the bottom of your screen. Kurz goes the other way, finds Beckworth, and Beckworth is pushed backwards by Papadopoulos.
Yeah, they're looking for they're looking to make some plays. Beckworth right now, their leading receiver, throwing some short screens. Again, looking for that positive yardage, throws that pass, gets a few yards, and getting that momentum going, Dylan.
You know, we saw it on the kick return earlier by Alex Frank, but also there, I tell you, Papadopoulos is a really good tackler.
He is. He's not your typical kicker. He can play.
So a 2nd and 8 from the 46-yard line. Kurz, this time it's a handoff. And it goes to Tacker. In the Thunder and Lightning, he's your Rondane.
He is.
To Aya Devaya's Tiki Barber.
Yes, he is. And you know what? He's been a bright spot in this game for Clarke, and you can see it right here. He needs the ball in his hands because that is a really nice run by the young man, moving the chains to 3rd and 1.
It's another opportunity for a first down here for Clarke. Did not get 2 in the same drive in the entire first half. This time Kurz under center, inside handoff. Again, it was to Tacker, and that was strength on strength, man. That was Tacker going forward and Johnson making the stop. Actually, it's a first down, so Tacker gets the first down, but those are your 2 big boys right there going at it.
Yeah, he did a nice job because number 52 from Southside was right there. Jaden Johnson was right there to make the tackle. He did a nice job, and guess what, Dylan? They're moving the chains.
Something I'm sure was part of the conversation that Kevin O'Hagan had with his guys at halftime. Another handoff, and this now is to your Lightning. It's Aya Devaya.
Number 28, Michael Ayadiva.
And Aya Devaya, you can see the difference in running styles as well, right? More shifty and trying to get sideline to sideline, where Tacker is straight down Main Street.
Yeah, and that was a nice run. Gain positive yardage. That's what you want to do right now.
So Aya Devaya, tough junior year a year ago. His numbers, 56 carries, 344, and 3 touchdowns. Suffered a high ankle sprain, or came into this season with that. And those ankles, it's such a tricky injury to get. So it really limited him in his junior year. Here's Kurz. Ducks out of pressure. Goes up the sideline. Quality run by Kurz. And he will get a first down as he is taken out at about the 30.
Yeah, and there is that college QB strength that he has, that speed that he has, making something happen right here. Can't find anyone open, takes it right up the sideline. And again, moving the chains, getting a first down. Nice job.
Southside coaches, and you can see it there at the top of your screen, they were looking for a hold. Wasn't given there. So another first down for Clarke as they're now at the Southside 31-yard line. Good to see Alex Frank back in. He's on the bottom of your screen, and ball comes towards his way, but the reception is made by Grady Rick. Rick is a guy, O'Hagan said, has so much talent, and it's just about getting all of everything just right this year, right? He's shown the ability in flashes, but now it's about running the routes correctly, defensively knowing where he should be. But listen, Grady Rick, fast, really athletic, and O'Hagan said really hoping he takes that next step this year.
Sure, and 6 foot at 190 pounds. He's got some great size, too.
And sometimes all you need is to switch over to his senior year for it to click for you, right? Kurz rolls right. Good blocking by Ayadavaya. Throws off his back foot, looking for Millman, and that one is incomplete.
Ooh, this play, Dylan, this was their shot right here. Kerr had a wide open Millman right here. Take a look at this replay right here. He rolls out. He's pushing back a little bit, but Millman at the top of your screen is wide open. He just overthrows him by a little bit. He wish he could have that one back.
See good protection there. Ayadavaya, as well as Ryan Connolly. The senior, number 54 at left guard, probably Clarke's best lineman. Was a starter at center a year ago, and the joke that O'Hagan has with his coaching staff is like, if we could have 5 Ryan Connollys on the line, we're going to be great. But, you know, he's that prototypical yes, coach, whatever you need, coach, kind of a guy. Here's Kurz now. Rolls left. Lobs it up, looking for the end zone. And that pass was caught by Frank, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, just right here. Just wanted one more yard to the inside, and that would have been a great touchdown pass. He rolls out to the left. Frank does a great job. Makes a great catch. Unfortunately, just a few steps out of bounds.
Nice touch on that football, right, by Kurz. And
Yeah,
again, it felt like he was throwing it out of bounds, but he was trying to get it to Frank. Put that incomplete, and again, this is a go-for-it team. 4th and 6 from the 28-yard line. Here's Kurz. Rolls out right. Tucks it under. Cuts it inside. Pulled down from behind, so he won't get the first down. And a good job defensively by Southside.
Yeah, they did a great job here. He did have an open receiver at the top of the screen. Unfortunately, Kurz, it was too late to see him. He said, I'm going to take this on my own, make something happen. And it's just a few minutes late, just a few yards short.
Will Hamill, number 7, credited with the tackle. So now who's the QB, Coach? Cesario, you mentioned his numbers coming in. Quality first half for him. Solomon saw some time and was serviceable as well. And it looks like it is Cesario, the sophomore, who will start the second half at QB.
Yeah, Cesario's doing a really nice job. And as a sophomore, they're going to have him for a lot of years if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Under center is Cesario. There's a handoff and a power push by Johnson.
That's number 7, Ethan Johnson.
Johnson, yeah, let's.
Picks up about 8 yards on the play.
Was a great running back on JV a year ago. Hit the weight room, got some weight on, great agility as well. You can see, too, doesn't shy away from contact, Ethan Johnson.
Yeah, and Ethan Johnson's doing a really nice job. He's running the ball very nicely.
Another handoff. There he goes again. Johnson cuts it up the middle, breaks a few tackles. He's into Clarke territory. And those were all those skills that we talked about before, right, with Johnson. Looks like he's cramping up now, but listen, the eyes, the athletic ability, it is all there for Ethan Johnson.
Yeah, and Ethan Johnson having 7 carries for 38 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half just keeps adding it to his stats in the third quarter.
Yeah, Johnson got the party started for Southside with that 1-yard touchdown run, and then it was sandwiched with his touchdowns that first half, 1 yard, and then the 5-yard TD as well to cap the scoring in the first half. And then Johnson's up. He's all right. As you take a look at the upcoming schedule for Southside, they'll head to Division. Big game back here. We'll have that one on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Carrie coming to town. And then you go to Bethpage, you go to Wantagh. Again, we mentioned, right, the SEC of Nassau County. There are no gimmies on anybody's schedule this year.
Those are some big games. Exciting games. Can't wait to see those games.
Yeah, Keith Sachs and Wantagh, the reigning, I think it's not reigning Conference 4 or Long Island Class 4, because now they're in Class 3 again. It's about enrollment as it's back to Magarossi. He, too, Franco, had a really good first half.
Yeah, he sure did, Dylan. 17 rushes for 125 yards and a score. Incredible. He's just going to keep adding in the fourth quarter because they're going to just try to milk this clock out and with this lead that they have.
And you know what, too? It's a great formula, really, for Ernesto and his coaching staff, right? Because you've got younger QBs, at least in terms of varsity experience, right, with Cesario and Solomon. So as they're getting their feet wet varsity-wise, you've got a veteran offensive line and 2 quality backs. You don't have to really throw the ball a lot. You can pound. You can go power football.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what they're doing right now, and they're doing a great job of it.
That said, Cesario will air it out. End over end, jump ball, still alive. And that was good job, really, especially by Wilmer Dubon defensively for Clarke.
Yeah, let's take a look at this play right now. Cesario does a nice job. I think he underthrows it just by a little bit, and Owen Margliano just can't grab it because it's a little underthrown, but does a nice job of not getting it intercepted.
Dubon, the senior, he's that shutdown corner for Clarke. Transferred in last year, and a lot of times when he came in, you don't really have film, right? But then when you see what he's doing and the coaches get the film, a lot of times they were throwing the other way. So a 3rd and 8. Cesario comes this side. Diving grab. It was juggled and caught. How about Owen Marigliano? That's for a first down.
What a catch. That happened right in front of us right now. What a grab he did, and that did not touch the ground. Let's take a look at this. I think this is going to – watch this catch, Dylan. Incredible. Right there, and doesn't let it touch the ground. Great catch.
And the funny thing about Marigliano in our notes and our conversation with Ernesto, at 6'2", he's that guy who loves to high point the ball, right? So he gets low as you can go, and makes a terrific grab.
Yeah, he's excited for that grab.
So you move the chains for Southside. And now you can go back to rushing the football. Here is Johnson. Again, Ethan Johnson. Another first down for Southside.
Again, we talked about this. Ethan Johnson running the ball, playing fullback right now. 71 pulls. Fletcher pulls and just runs it right up the gut with that center, Lampanello, Fletcher, Shalas, Healy, and Johnson. Those guys, that offensive line is really putting in the work today, Dylan.
Johnson is the future, certainly, right? Only a sophomore, but a big part of the present as well. That dual running back threat with he and Magarossi. This time, it's a rollout. He shows his ability to catch the football, but Dubon stands him up strong at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Not only can he run the ball, pound it in there, but he's also got hands, too. That was a great catch coming out of the backfield.
And an important stop there, too, by Dubon. So it'll set up a 2nd and 2, it looks like. From the 9-yard line.
Ball on the 9-yard line of Clarke.
DeAndre Mullings Newberry in as well. Handoff, Magarossi spins, turns. He will get the first down, but he is shy of certainly the goal line, but it'll be another 1st and goal situation, Franco, for Southside.
Yeah, Magarazzi right here. He's just running hard. This is just hard-nosed running, driving his feet and getting that first down, and just trying to run down this clock, Dylan.
And that clock is moving, and approaching 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Chance for some different personnel. See Luke Corvetti, number 41, in as well. Under center, Cesario. Hands off, Johnson. Stood up strong. Good looking tackle by number 51, Marcus Rosario. We mentioned him offensively, and you see what he brings to defensively for Clarke.
Yeah, he did a nice job here stopping this run. Southside has so many different options. They go out of a wishbone right now, and Rosario does a nice job of getting in there and making that tackle.
He's quiet, but he's that smart, confident leader. One of all up front, your entire defensive line are all seniors. Montez, Rosario, Fela. You got a couple of seniors at linebacker as well with Casada and Connolly, as well as Rick. Inside the final minute, quarter number 3. Handoff Magarazzi, and he can walk in, although hold the phone. He got in easy, but maybe too easily. This will be an offensive hold against Southside. So take those points off the scoreboard.
Yeah, Dylan, let's take a look at this. I mean, there is clear holding on this play. Right here, Magarazzi gets the ball, walks in. You can see the hold right there.
Yeah, sometimes Franco, it's a little bit too easy when you get in, and you're like, wait, why did he? Oh, okay, I see why he got in so easy.
Yeah, and Colin Kenny right now is thinking, I should have just let him go because he was in the end zone anyway.
And he's filling in at tight ends for Jack Mullen, who we'll expect to see soon, a Middlebury commit, terrific lacrosse player as well. Had an injury in the lacrosse season and is not quite back to full health yet, but a really good talent there at tight end for Southside. Pitch left, Magarazzi lowers his shoulder, gets in to the end zone, touchdown, Southside. Magarazzi, his second rushing touchdown of this game.
Yeah, this is incredible. Look at this replay right here. Southside's just full of different formations. They go with a quick pitch to Magarazzi right here, finding the open space out of a twin set, gets right into the end zone. Unbelievable play. This kid is on fire today, Dylan.
And now it's Papadopoulos back in to attempt the PAT. Holding was Boynes, and that was blocked. So it's a 35-0 now lead for Southside.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Dylan, on this play. It looks like someone didn't hold up, and one of their guys came right through. Actually, almost hit Papadopoulos right there. Papadopoulos fell on the ground, but he seems to be okay.
And the offensive line for Southside, we've talked about them all throughout this game, but listen, in a conference as deep as this is, a lot of times the guys up front could be the difference. And Southside, man, they've got some dudes up front, right? And an opportunity maybe to shout these guys out as we get set for the, there you see it, left tackle, Chalice, right, 6'2", 205. Jalen Fletcher, undersized, but don't let the size fool you, man. He could bring it. Lamparello, first year starting at center. He was a JV guard a year ago. And then the strength of the line, certainly today on the right side with Healy and Johnson.
Yeah, these guys are doing an unbelievable job, and it's showing today with putting 35 points up on the board.
A lot of times the O-line, maybe they don't get the props they deserve. We are certainly giving those guys the love here today.
Absolutely. And believe me, they're very thankful. They're very thankful they're getting some props today.
So 35-0 the lead now. Papadopoulos, good-looking kick. Oh, look out. That's Beckworth who came away with it. Looked like he and Aya Devaya both called for the same ball, or maybe they didn't even call for it, but they both went for the same ball. But it was Beckworth who made the return, as the clock now at 35-0 will roll, and I don't think Clarke will even have to step on the field here as we'll get to the end of the third quarter. All Southside here today. It's the opening of the Nassau Conference 3 season, and the Cyclones bring a 35-0 lead into the fourth quarter. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And it's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Back at Southside, play number 1 of quarter number 4. That is Michael.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates and
Things going so they can be ready for their next game. They just need to really, really just go back to their game plan.
Now offensively, the Clarke, their main offense, they are out of that spread wing tee. Here comes Kurz this way. Flags on the play, tucks it under, cuts it inside. Kurz lowers the shoulder. You like the physicality from the QB. Gets taken down at the 48, but let's see what this flag is. It was thrown back in the backfield, and this will be a hold against the offense. So all that positivity from Kurz, all for naught.
Yeah, and Kurz using that big 6'3", 190-pound frame to lower the shoulder, make something happen. But when you get a holding call, it's just going to come right back. Take a look right here. He's running down, good blocking, lowers his shoulder, tries to make something happen, but all for naught.
Holding penalty, that is a 10-yard penalty.
So while the injured player, which I think is Ryan Connolly, is being checked out, we check out the upcoming schedule. Actually, it's Montez, 64, not 54, who is down. Here's Clarke's upcoming schedule. So, listen, this is a tough opener, right? But now you go to Mineola, you're home for Sewanaka, take on Wantagh and Valley Stream South. So, again, no easy games in the schedule, but an opportunity next week maybe to get right. You lick your wounds from this one, you learn your lessons, and you apply that in that road game at Mineola.
Yeah, and that's all you want to do. It is the season opener. You're just trying to see what everyone else can do, but that's exactly what they want to get out of this. Clean up the mistakes, and let's get back to what we're good at doing.
And like you said, maybe you take some momentum even from this fourth quarter, get some drives, maybe score some points, and you bring that positivity to the film room. Now Kurz, again, gets good blocking upfield. So that was Aya Devaya with one of the blocks, and he's forced out just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, and the Southside secondary is doing a great job because Kurz can't find anyone open. He's looking. They're looking to throw this ball. He's got a great arm. He's rolling out, got some good blocking. Everybody is covered, and he says, I'm just going to take it right up the field. And, again, lowers his shoulder and does a great job.
And you love that secondary block, too, by Ayadavaya, right? He made the first block, but he doesn't stop there. He needs to continue to play because he knew Kurz was running his way.
Yeah, Thunder and Lightning, they do a great job, those two young men.
So 3rd and 2 for Clarke. And here is Lightning. And Lightning lowers the shoulder, gets a first down. Michael Ayadavaya.
Yeah, nice run by the young man right here, just following his lead blockers. Let's take a look right here. They're going to give him the run. Take it. Take it. They do a great job of blocking. Right here, lowers his shoulder and gets the first down.
And he gets into Southside territory as well. 1st and 10 for Kurz and company from the Southside 45-yard line. Ayadavaya again, great tackle. Pull down, nothing doing there. And a quality tackle. And that's Christian Harris, 38.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. They're trying to go to the other side right now, and he just does a great job. Gets a little blitz right there and makes a great play.
Harris showing his strength there. So a loss of 1. And you love that, too, as a coach, right? You give guys opportunities off the bench, and they capitalize. Kurz finds Ayadavaya, cuts it inside, continues to go. Michael Ayadavaya gets the first down as he is pulled down at about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Ayadavaya, great catch. This kid can run. This kid can catch. Look at this play right out of the backfield. Short pass, give him the ball. And he really makes some great moves to get down the field. Look at this move. Incredible. Making a few Southside guys miss. A couple guys running into each other. Nice run by the young man.
That's about 7 different tacklers or would-be tacklers that he was able to evade. Kurz. Again, quick out. This time finds Millman. And Millman forced out inside the 20.
Yeah, nice job by Millman right there. There you go. They're getting something going. This is what we're talking about, positive. Take a look at the replay. He comes. He's looking. Ayadavaya is open right there, but he said, you know what, we're going to take it back to this side. Finds Millman, gets a nice play, gets a first down, moves the chain.
That was a great look, too, on the replay because you could see Kurz, right, and going through his options, right?
Yeah.
He looked one way, he looked another way. All right, now we go third way to Millman.
Yeah, exactly. He does a nice job. I mean, that's quarterback IQ right there, going through your progressions and finding what he needs to do.
Kurz, little shake, little bake, little broken tackle. Kurz.
There we go.
Touchdown, Clarke. A 19-yard touchdown run from Matthew Kurz.
Yeah, what an incredible run. Let's take a look at this. Outstanding, outstanding run. He's looking for the wide open guy. He doesn't have anything open. Sees that field wide open right there, and he takes it. Lowers his shoulder. This is a great effort by this young man who has not given up. And this is what we're talking about, positive, positive. Just keep building on positive right there. Nice job.
And now Clarke's first of what will be a season-long two-point conversion situation. This is what they're going to do. This is not situational. This is the reality of all times. And you've got Thunder and Lightning back there. It goes to Ayadavaya. And he gets in for the two-point conversion.
You know what? As a kicker, I can't argue. I can't argue with that.
And O'Hagan says, look, we do the math. People think we're crazy for always going for it for a two-point conversion. He goes, but by the time the season ends, the numbers usually stack up more in our favor.
Yeah. Well, I can't agree with that. But that was a nice job. Nice two-point conversion.
They get 8 points on the board, does Clarke.
69-yard touchdown drive.
And they just announced it. 8 plays, 69 yards for the touchdown run by Kurz for 19 yards. Aya Devaya with a 2-point conversion. Those are all, as you mentioned, you used the word positive. Those are positives that they can bring with them to next week's, to week number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many seniors on this team, and I'm sure that their expectations are really high coming in. But you know what? Hey, it's one loss. Let's build on it. Let's get some positive things going, and then let's get ready for what we're going to do.
And that's what O'Hagan said. He's like, this team has a ton of potential. He said there's probably more experience coming back this year than the last 5 to 6 years. So a lot of starters back on both sides of the ball, kids who have been through the wins and the losses and the challenging games. And this is another experience for them in a game like this against Southside. He said all of his guys battle-tested. Doesn't think it's a group that will get rattled. He calls it a good group of seniors, and they're just taking it step by step, hoping they can ultimately get to the Final Four and get his seniors a chance to get into Hofstra.
Well, they're going to have to do a little bit of work, but
so the kickoff went out of bounds. So Southside. Let's see if you go Solomon here. You continue to go Cesario, as they'll get the ball at their own 35-yard line. So it will be number 15, Ryan Solomon. Like Cesario doesn't have the size of a Kurz, right? But you mentioned the football IQ. Solomon also has that year of JV football under him, so he's been part of the system, right? He knows the play calls and he knows the offense.
yeah, and they're doing a nice job. I think after we spoke to Coach Ernesto, there's an A and a B. And the B is getting some work, and he's doing a nice job.
And Solomon's certainly hoping he can continue to make it that way, right? A and B, not make it 1 and 2. As now the 2s largely have come in for Southside. As there was a run coming this way. That was Michael Ramon with the carry to the 40.
Yeah, and that's Michael Ramon's first carry. Nice job. Took a nice hit by the young man. You know, we were talking to Coach Ernesto, and we're going to see the replay right now. Ramon does a nice job here, getting some work in there. Lowers his shoulder, gets
ball
some
protection
run.
as well.
Ball protection, yep. But we were talking to Ernesto, and when I saw Ernesto over the summer, he was telling me that they're in a quarterback competition.
Yeah.
They're competing. But A and B is better than 1 and 2, so they're doing a nice job, those 2 young men.
And there's no need to rush that competition. If it didn't get decided by the time camp broke, well, then so be it. And they both bring something different, as this time Ramon hit hard by Lincoln Fela.
Michael Ramon on the carry.
And Fela has been a bright spot defensively, certainly for Clarke.
Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, he's done a nice job today. He really has.
He's one of those guys too, and you could see it here as we're watching the game live action. But he's a guy on film who pops.
Yeah.
Because he's always doing something, right?
Yeah, and then his frame at 6'4", 210 pounds. That's a big boy.
Oh, that's a broken play. And then Ramon has to kind of eat that one as Tacker and others came for the tackle.
Ryan Solomon.
Yeah, let's take a look at this again. Solomon right here. A little bit of a miscommunication right there. They're lucky they didn't get a fumble right there, but Clarke does a nice job.
Brings up a 4th down for the Cyclones. Magarachi getting set to punt it away.
So Victor Rosario is deep for Clarke. Magarasi in as the punter. Gets good hang time. Fair catch is called by Liam Morgan.
Yeah, Magarazzi can do it all. That's a great punt. That's great hang time.
And listen, got a quality running back at punter. Now, you've always got to be wary if you're the receiving team. Is this going to be a fake? Is he going to punt it?
Yeah, that's a great point right there. Then on the other hand, you got to worry about, you want to protect him also, because now you lose 2 positions.
That's true.
Yeah, but he's had a terrific game. He's had a terrific game today.
It's like Kerr's day is done. You don't see number 10 out there for Clarke, as it was Aya Devaya as the QB. He has shown that in the past. And this time, the carrier was William Grassini, number 80.
Yeah, and Clarke's looking to get some guys in, maybe find a few diamonds in the rough, a couple of guys that can play.
Devaya hands off again. Coming this way into your living room. And it was another run by Grassini. As we're getting deep into our depth charts here for both teams.
Yeah, and that was a nice run by Grassini, showing some speed there.
So he will move the chains.
First down, Clarke.
And Ethan Amaya credited with the tackle.
Just over 2 minutes to play.
Which is stick tune. We'll have the Speed Island Speedy play of the game. Another run, this one up the middle. Liam Morgan on the carry. Morgan, O'Hagan said, probably our most improved player. He was a guy who was at every summer workout, kind of that Swiss Army knife, right? He could play 3 to 4 positions defensively, 4 different positions on offense, tough, smart, strong. He's a guy who, this is crazy, he had a fracture in his hip during lacrosse season, was back like 3 months later. He never missed a lift, never missed the summer workout, tough as nails, and really motivated is Liam Morgan.
Yeah, those are the guys that you want to have on your team. Those are the guys that come out and show up and do that.
Look at this quality run for Clarke. Pushing forward.
Number 29, Zach Barsukis.
And it's a Zach attack. Barsukis.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Aya Devaya right there playing quarterback. Fakes it to the fullback, and this young man does a great run right here. Some great moves, secures the ball, and gets a first down. Nice job.
So let's see if Clarke can get in the end zone here in the final 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. Aya Devaya again under center. Toss comes this way. Morgan. And he is stopped short. And that will be the final play of this game. So a really good week 1 for Southside as they pull out the 35-8 win. By the way, that win for Phil Ernesto ties him for the all-time wins lead here, or the lead, excuse me, for wins all-time at Southside. He ties Don Sterner, who was the head coach from 1947 to 59, again 63-64. So congratulations to Phil Ernesto, 62nd career win, and he's now tied for most in school history.
Yeah, congratulations, Coach.
time now for the Speed Island Speedy play of the game. There were some options here for Southside. Do we go Magarasi? Do we go Ethan Johnson? And here it is. Look at this explosion. Ethan Johnson powering up the middle for a big run for Southside, and that is our Speed Island Speedy play of the game. Contact Onyx Salva and the gang to improve your speed today. Book a session at speedislandny.com. So that'll do it for us from Southside High School, where the Cyclones impress in week number 1 as they beat Clarke 35-8. For our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer Ben Turchin, Becca Kazaks on the 1s and 2s as our technical director, Steve Ferrandino, Ron Pierre, bringing you all those great moving images. For Franco Biancamano, I am Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Southside. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.